Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, as you can see from the title, we are going to be finding out where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So basically, what is the next good thing or things happening in your life? There's really not much to explain for this reading because we are just finding out what these blessings are. So I think we're gonna jump right into your group selection. There are 5 readings for you guys to choose from today, and for each reading we have a different crystal to help you pick. This is definitely one of those readings where I want to encourage you guys to choose as many as you feel drawn to, whether that is 2, 3, or all 5 of them. There are no limits to the number of blessings and the different ways that spirit can bless you. So please feel free to watch any and all that you happen to be drawn to. So without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. Number 1 is pink amethyst. Number 2 is azurite. Number 3 is fluorite. Number 4 is crazy lace agate. And number 5 is vanadinite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the pink amethyst, this is going to be a reading all about where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So just before we get into the cards, I wanted to mention a couple things because I actually took a nap before filming this group. Yes, I literally filmed the intro and then I went and took a nap. It's like that sometimes. And I dreamed about filming this group, and that happens sometimes. Like, I dream about filming a reading. I don't remember much about what was said in the reading, but there are a few bits and pieces, or I should say like a few symbols that I remember, and I wanted to mention them to you guys just in case they are actually relevant. So the first thing I remember is that when I was filming your group, you actually had a green stone here, and I believe it was fuchsite. It did kind of look like fuchsite, so something like this. It was a bit darker in my dream, but it was like green and sparkly. And the letter A kept coming up, and I kept saying like the letter A might be relevant to you guys. So that could be like someone's initial, first, middle, or last name, or it could also be the first letter of a relevant city, a relevant country, a relevant company. And I also saw a combination of letters, which was M-U-N, like mun or moon or mun, or I don't know how you would pronounce it, because that could be a word in many different languages. I think it means door in Korean, like moon. But it could be like the first 3 letters of someone's name or the name of a place that is relevant or will be relevant to you guys. And also, I made this joke about you guys having a pet lion, which in itself might be relevant, but the context of it was I was saying something like, oh, it's not like you have a pet lion, like you can leave your house for a couple days. Because I guess if you have a pet lion, you can't leave your house because the lion will get hungry or something. So maybe I was trying to say like, it's okay for you to leave your house, everything's gonna be fine. Like maybe you're worried about your plants for a couple days, or like worried about your fish for a couple days. And I'm like, oh, it's not like it's a lion, like you'll be fine. Anyway, that might just be dream chatter, but I thought I would mention all of those things to you just in case they are relevant to someone out there. I also encouraged you guys to eat nuts. If you are allergic to nuts, obviously ignore that. But I have personally found that mixed nuts are a great snack in the afternoon when you start like getting hungry and craving like sugar and caffeine and things like that. They have healthy fats and they keep you going, so that could have been relevant as well. But anyway, that concludes my nap dream of filming this group. So let's actually get into the cards and see what your blessings are. So we're starting off with the Tarot of the Divine, and I'm gonna pull 2 rows of 3 cards. Ooh, I don't use this deck that often, but let me tell you, she shuffles very nicely. Ooh, look at that. That's so satisfying. Okay, my group number 1s. What good luck and blessings are finding group number 1 next? So we're starting off with the Queen of Coins. The 6 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords. And then let's get a row below to clarify these energies. These are coming out really quickly. To clarify the Queen of Coins, we have the 5 of Cups. To clarify the 6 of Swords, we have the Moon. And to clarify the 7 of Swords, ooh, we have the Empress. Okay, so I think that these are talking about 3 different things, which I probably should have mentioned this before, but sometimes when I do spreads like this, it's kind of like they're all talking about the same energy, and then other times I see them as like very separate things going on. And I think for you guys, it is separate things going on, which just means that you have multiple blessings finding you right now. So let's start off with this Queen of Pentacles energy. I think that this Queen of Pentacles is representing you, but at the same time, I'm hearing it takes one to know one. So I think what's happening here is that you guys are receiving some sort of, first of all, if you work in a company, this could definitely be you guys getting promoted. So you're having like a raise. Well, you know what promotion means, but you're having a raise in your pay. You're moving up to a higher position. But I think that the promotion that you are receiving involves you like physically moving somewhere else. And actually, I might take it back. These might be related because with the 6 of Swords here, we can clearly see a relocation happening. So this promotion would have you like working in a new department. It would have you in a new workplace. It would have you surrounded by new people. This could also be you receiving like a new job offer. But I think the reason the message of it takes one to know one is coming up is because someone who is very capable and who's very talented and who is very good at their job is like seeing that same potential in you. And I think that something that is so beautiful about this blessing is that this will be someone that you highly look up to and that you highly admire. Whether you know them yet or not, you are looking at them thinking like, oh my God, this person is so amazing. They're so good at their job. They've contributed so much to the industry. Like, you're just so in awe of them. And then for them to, you know, select you, for them to see potential in you, for them to want to have you on board, it feels like a very big honor. It's like the queen herself, and this is of course gender neutral, like this can be a person of any gender, but like the queen herself is like looking your way and saying, I want you, I want to select you as a member of this team. This can apply to, you know, any different life path, whether this is like you being promoted in your current job, you being offered a new job, you being selected as a member of a team, or the member of a board, or the member of a cast, like if you are putting on some kind of production. This could also be someone saying like, I want you to collaborate with me. I want you to do this project with me, or I want you to do this research with me. This could be someone selecting you as like you're either kind of under their wing as like an assistant, or you're right up there as their equal collaborator. But it is someone specific, like another person who is saying, I'm a queen of coins, and I see that you are also a queen of coins, and I see that we're going to work well together, and so I want to have you on board. I'm selecting you. It could even be like somebody is choosing you to feature on their project or contribute to their project, you know? But for some reason with this Five of Cups underneath, we have the information that this is going to be bittersweet for you. So that would make a lot of sense for those of you who are like transferring to another department, or you are starting at a new company, or you have to move somewhere to accept this offer. That would make a lot of sense because of course, as you move on to take this offer, there is something that you're leaving behind, you know, like you wouldn't get to work with the same people anymore. You wouldn't get to see the same customers every day. I think it's something about your physical environment is changing, and the people who are around you every day are going to be changing. And while you're very happy to take this offer, you're very happy to go off with this Queen of Pentacles and like see what you can do, there's always a little bit of sadness leaving behind your old situation, because, and I think it has to do with like friendships that you've built, or just people that you've gotten used to seeing. It's a little bit sentimental, and that's very normal. You know, we have the number 5 here, which is about change, and 5 is in the middle of the numbers, right? From 1 to 9, 5 is in the very middle. So it does have this feeling, or it's giving me this feeling in this context of having mixed emotions, or of having torn emotions. You know, like it's something you've wanted for a long time, but when it comes down to it, it's still sad. You might even like shed some tears. It's like when I moved to Japan, for example, I really, really wanted to, and there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to do it. But I'm still teary-eyed when I leave Canada, because like I'm leaving my family, I'm leaving my cats, I'm leaving my friends. It has that kind of bittersweet emotional feeling to it with this 5 of Cups. And that's why I think the 5 of Cups is like, what's it called? Clarifying this, because it's indicating like it's not just this amazing offer that's coming to you, but it is time for you to move on from something. Spirit saying we are kind of taking you out of your old environment. We are taking you out of your new relationships, not because they're bad for you. Like, make no mistake of that. It's not because they're bad for you. It's just because we have something greater prepared for you, and it's time for you to grow, and it's time for you to really see how talented you are. With Queens and Kings of Pentacles, there is something about you being a natural at what you do and being so freaking good at something, but maybe you haven't really fully tried your hand at it yet, or fully realized your skill and your talent, and you are going to surprise yourself as you develop this skill. And Spirit is giving you this opportunity because Spirit wants you to see exactly what you're made of and exactly what you're capable of, like see the full extent of that. So this is a really exciting time where like you're gonna be realizing your potential because this person has seen it in you, and it's very, very exciting. Bittersweet, but exciting. I could even think of like this house in the background is like the town that she left behind, or the home that she left behind. There might be someone who's like, oh, like, no, don't go, I'm gonna miss you, and then that's really, really gonna tug on your heartstrings. I remember I used to get more upset when I was leaving and going to Japan, because my family would be like, when are you coming back? And they would be sad, and then it would make me sad. And I remember one day I was kind of, I guess, complaining or just expressing my sadness to my friend about it. And they were like, honestly, I wish my family was like that. Because when I told my family I was moving to Japan, they were just like, okay. And apparently that was even harder, which I can imagine that. So if anything, maybe Spirit is saying like, yeah, it will feel sad when you see people around you sad. It will feel sad when they're, you know, like, don't go, I'll miss you. But that's just proof of how much they love you, and that's proof of how much they care about you. And it's really a beautiful thing. Like, if you're able to feel this sadness, that's just proof of the love that exists here. And that's very, very beautiful. So moving on here, we have the Six of Swords and the Moon. So like I just previously mentioned, the Six of Swords I think is definitely talking about some kind of relocation that is going on. I do get the feeling that if you guys are not moving, you're definitely going to get to go on a trip soon, because that's the feeling that I'm getting. And with the Moon here, I feel like you guys are getting to go to your dream destination, because I'm thinking of the Moon quite literal as like your dreams, something that has been in your subconscious, something that you have been fantasizing about, something that you were never sure if it would become real, or you weren't sure when it would become real. And actually, one of my friends is going through this right now, because they were trying to, I'm using Japan a lot as an example for this reading, but like, they were originally planning to go to Japan, and then, you know, all that stuff happened in the world. And finally, like at the end of 2022, they are finally getting to travel in Japan. So it's like this thing that they've been dreaming about, that they've been waiting for, that they've been longing for, but not sure when it's actually going to materialize. It's like finally here. They finally get to take their dream trip. So I think something like that is happening for you guys. And I feel like for many of you, it's a place that you've never been before. Or like, on this trip, you will get to visit places that you've never been before. So like, you know, just to keep going with the Japan example, maybe you have been to Japan before, but you've never gotten to go to Kyoto or something like that. Or you never got to go to the north, and you get to go on this trip. So it's like new places will be visited. But I'm getting the feeling of like a child who has seen this place in movies, or like you've kind of dreamed or fantasized about this place since you were a child, and it almost doesn't feel real to you. And there's this feeling of when you get there, you're kind of in awe. Oh my gosh, this place is real. Like, it's really here. Obviously, you know it's real because you've seen it on the world map, and you've probably met a lot of people from there. But it's like you've been dreaming about it and building it up in your head for so long, and like dying to go to this place, that once you finally get there and you're like, oh my gosh, this is real, like it's right in front of me. It's kind of like this childhood dream or fantasy is coming true, and it's a very pure moment, and it's also a very emotional moment. Some of you guys might be going with a dear friend, or going with a partner or a love interest. It could very well be a solo trip, but I do see two people in this boat, so you could be going with a close friend, or there could be a close friend on the other side who is waiting for you. But yeah, there's that feeling of like, wow, I've seen pictures of this place. I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in magazines. I've literally seen it in my dreams. I've seen it in my past life memories, because the moon is this like subconscious energy. It's this energy that, because it's Piscean energy, right? Like you can feel it, but it's hard to grasp onto it. And I feel like for many of you guys, you have this deep familiarity and this deep longing for a place that you'd never really been able to place before. And actually, maybe this trip is going to bring a lot of clarity for you about why you have felt always so called to visit here, why you have seen this place in your dreams, why you kept seeing this place like in movies or even like in games. Why did this place keep like appearing in your life? Because it was calling to you as well. So yeah, it's like a dream trip. It's a childhood dream coming true. It's finally getting to go to that place you've been so drawn to, and realizing that all of your dreams and all of your inklings toward it were worth the hype. Like it's exactly how you've dreamed it. It's exactly the feeling that you thought it would give you. and almost this feeling of being emotional. Like, I can't believe this place is real. I can't believe I'm actually here. It's just as beautiful as I imagined. It's like that kind of vibe. Now, moving on to your final blessing, I would say that this is kind of a blessing in disguise. I'm gonna drink some water. My voice is a little scratchy. I apologize for that. With the Seven of Swords here, I feel like Spirit is removing someone from your life, and just when you're feeling upset about it, they get exposed for some sketchy behavior. Because the Seven of Swords is about deceptive, sneaky, just fishy behavior. You can see this, I think this is a coyote, that would make sense because coyotes are tricksters. The coyote's shadow does not match the coyote's body. So someone is like putting on a puppet show for you. Someone is putting on a persona in front of you, hiding something from you. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, I think is the expression. And Spirit will not have that. I think your spirit guides are extremely protective of you, and they don't want this kind of energy around you. And this might sound kind of scary, but it's like they're taking someone out of your path before they can mess with you, or like before they can really do something that would hurt you. With the Empress underneath here, I think there's two meanings to this. For one, I do think that this is representing your spirit guides who are so incredibly loving and so protective of you. Think of like an unconditionally loving mother. That is the Empress energy. Like, she will protect you to the death. She will not let you get hurt. So on one hand, I think this is talking about spirit guide protection. On the other hand, I think that the Empress represents you, because, and actually the Queen of Pentacles as well, they come out to me or they come out to you, to the person I'm reading for, when they need to know that they really deserve the best of the best. They deserve only good things in life. And sometimes they can come out with this feeling of like, you're better than this, you know, like, we're not gonna have you dealing with this low vibe energy. You deserve better than this. Like, you're on a whole other level. So I think an example of this that I could give is like, and this is just one like example that's easy to understand, but let's say you met someone on a dating app and you have plans to meet them for a date, and you're really excited because they're super attractive, and you've been having really good back and forth messages with them, and you're like, this is awesome, like they're so awesome, we have so much in common, we get along so well. And then, okay, remember just the hypothetical example. Let's say you have your date scheduled and you're super excited, and then your toilet floods your apartment and you can't go because you have to like manage this flood. You have to call the plumber, and you're so bummed. You're like, I got all ready for this date. We planned it for weeks. I was so excited. Like, why, Spirit? Why did you do this to me? And Spirit's like, because you're not going on a date with that person. That person's full of crap. Like, so it's like a blessing in disguise. You're being protected from someone who is kind of full of crap. And I use a toilet as an example. That was unintentional, but kind of funny. And then, you know, come to find out, maybe later you find out that this person has like 7 girlfriends, you know? So, something going on like that. So I think it's something to keep in mind that if your plans with someone, and it could also be a group, like it doesn't have to be one individual, it could be a group, it could be a company. But if plans that you're making with someone fall through due to kind of like ridiculous circumstances, like imagine you have a date planned and you're literally about to leave the door and your toilet explodes. You would kind of be like, oh, come on, you know what I mean? You will kind of look up at the sky and be like, universe, why? So it's kind of, Your guides are saying they would make a grand gesture out of it. You know what I mean? So that you really feel like this is divine intervention happening. We are preventing this date from occurring. It's like something big to get your attention. Pay attention to things like that. If you keep trying to see someone, if you keep trying to get with someone, and it seems like the universe keeps stopping it, there might be a reason for that. The universe might be saying, we don't like this one. There's something fishy going on here. Maybe you've that's not a word. You've kept planning to meet for an interview, and then like your car breaks down, or I don't know, a tree falls down in the road and you can't get to the interview. Like, your guides will be pulling out the stops, but it's so that you cannot get hurt, so that you cannot get deceived by this person, because as we see with the coyote, someone is not, or some people are not entirely who they say they are. It could even be like someone's services that you're trying to use, and like the payment's not going through. You keep having issues with your bank or something, and you're like, come on, spirit, like I want to use this person's services. What's going on? And spirit saying like, no, don't give your money to this person. So whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship, anything where you're trying to make plans with a person, or like an institution or whatever, when those annoying things keep happening, that is actually spirit trying to protect you, or your protective guides looking out for you, and that's actually a blessing in disguise. So now let's move on to the oracle cards, which could be bringing in new blessings to the reading or further elaborating on things that we've already spoken about. So we have Vase with Secret Admirer. We have Broken Bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. And we have Knot with Unsuccessful Plans. Okay, so, and it's interesting, we have like another bridge. There we go. We have another bridge here. Just ignoring the words on these cards for a second, looking at the image here, we did have this bridge on the Moon card, which was speaking about you guys finally getting to go to a dream destination. With the broken bridge here, I feel like you guys have had some failed attempts of getting here. You know, maybe you tried to go here and then like Miss Rona happened and you weren't able to go. Or maybe plans just fell through before. I feel like things like that were also divine protection. Not like you're not supposed to go there, but there's like a perfect time for you guys to go, or there's a perfect place for you guys to go. Maybe you did have unsuccessful travel plans to one location and you ended up going somewhere else because that's where you were really meant to go. Or maybe it was important that you go in a certain season or in a certain year because then you're going to line up with experiences. So I think at the end of the day, there is sort of this loving reminder here that, you know, when you are unsuccessful at a certain time, there's always a reason for it. It's not just to be like, haha, you failed, but it's that maybe we're being redirected to a different opportunity, or maybe we're being redirected to a different time. I was literally just watching a gem goddess video yesterday, and in the group that I chose, she was saying like, rejection is redirection, rejection is redirection. I think we often hear that rejection is protection, which it also very much is for this group, but I think your guides are wanting you to focus on the redirection part of it. Like when things fall through, we are not saying your road ends here. We're actually directing you to your destined road. But yeah, it's like you're finally getting to go where you really, really wanted to go. Now, if we look at this Secret Admirer card, which interestingly came out over here with the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, I think that you are getting this offer from someone who you admire a lot, but maybe you've had minimal contact with. You know, and I think it's mutual, which you're both kind of going to be fangirling over each other a little bit. It's like, if this were me, it would be like a tarot YouTuber that, and actually, is it focus? Sorry. Why is the focus acting like this? Okay. I had this moment, like literally with the gem goddess who I was just talking about, where I had watched her videos for so long. So like for me, she would be representing this Queen of Pentacles. And then one day I saw that she commented on one of my videos and I was like, oh, wait a minute, like, did she watch my videos too? And I was like freaking out. So I think that you guys will have that moment with your own Queen of Pentacles, with your own person that you will like fangirl or like fan person over. But I feel like in your case, it's mutual. So like you're admiring them from afar, they're admiring you from afar. And then, you know, they're reaching out to you because like recognizes like, real recognizes real. It takes one to know one. Like you guys are one and the same. You're both extremely talented at what you do. I think that this Queen of Pentacles is definitely representing an admirer in your life. However, I'm also seeing that there is someone from your past who is still checking on you. And you might not know this. It's like an ex or an ex, like an ex-lover, an ex-friend, an ex-love interest, an ex-family member who is still thinking about you a lot, is still checking up on you, and they can't really seem to get over you. Like they're always concerned with like what you're doing and like if you're living a good life and if you've moved on from them and stuff like that. And they have been trying to reach out to you, or they've been trying to get back into your life, but your guides have been blocking them because like, I guess they don't deserve to be back in your life, or they would only cause trouble. So the same way your guides are protecting you from like getting close to people who would only be trouble, I feel like they're also keeping people out. And there is someone from your past who's like, they keep trying to get back in your life and they keep trying to like, honestly interfere. They might not see it that way, but interfere with the life that you have going for you now. Because with Broken Bridge, I am thinking of like a connection that has ended or a connection that has distance in it now. And you know, they're still checking on you, so they're trying to close this bridge, but it's not working. Spirit, your guides are like, no, you had your chance. You're not getting back into this person's life because they're on a new path now. They're going towards greatness. They're going on their dream vacations or their dream relocations. And you don't have a place in this new life. Like you're just going to come in and cause trouble. Even if that's not their intention, I feel like they would just come in and throw off the immaculate energy. And so your guides are saying like, no, it's a no from us. You're not allowed around our precious baby anymore. And yeah, I feel like this person would not have done really a lot of growth or a lot of reflection from the past. You know, I feel like they're still not recognizing their doing and breaking this bridge. They're either thinking like, some of them are even like, and I actually like scoff when I thought of this, but it's like, they would come into your life and be like, yeah, I think we just need to work things out. Like it was no one's fault, when it was a lot of things were their fault. Or they would come in and be like, I'm willing to give you another chance. I'm willing to forgive you. And it's like, excuse me, like that's not your thing to say. That's not your line. That's my line. Anyway, they would just be trouble. So now let's take a look at the final oracle cards with the Queen of the Moon deck. We have Darkness with Long Night Moon. And we have Gratitude with Last Quarter Moon. Wow. I feel like you guys have been through some kind of dark night of the soul or some kind of period of darkness in your life. And I feel like we're seeing you guys coming out of it, embracing new opportunities and embracing new adventures. And I think your guides want you to know that they're so proud of you for not giving up on yourself. And this is a time where you are really going to see your hard work and perseverance being rewarded. I am thinking of this rabbit here as a sign. Ooh, oh my gosh, I just got really excited. I'm thinking of this rabbit as a sign of fertility and things accelerating in your life. And I just got really excited because 2023, aka this year, if you're watching this when it's up, 2023 is the year of the rabbit, and then we literally have like the number 23 here. So I feel like this is going to be a really, really exciting year for you guys in terms of career, abundance, networking, mutually beneficial connections, as well as travel. You are making moves this year, I will tell you that. With the number 4 here, or I guess 40, you could be 40, or someone significant could be 40 years old. Or the first thing that I actually thought of is that this could be indicating the month of April, like 4/23. This could be like April 2023 is when things are really starting to take off, which depending on when this is up, that could be very soon, that could be right now, that could be recently, but I feel like that's the month where things are really going to start to kick off. But I think that this is your guide saying they're so proud of you for not giving up through this darkness, for making it through the dark night, and for not giving up on yourself. And I think that this is also them saying that a day will come, if it hasn't already, where you can truly, from the bottom of your heart, be grateful for this dark time that you have gone through, for this dark night that you've gone through and what it taught you, because these dark nights always illuminate parts of ourselves that are ready to be seen, illuminate wounds that are ready to be released, illuminate fears that are ready to be faced. It's always very transformative. So there will come a time, if it hasn't already, where you are grateful for this darkness, for this stillness and what it showed you. And also be grateful because your guides are working so hard behind the scenes protecting you. Like we spoke about, they protect you from getting near things that will hurt you. They keep things out that will hurt you. This darkness, I'm seeing this as them like working behind the scenes. And it's like, I guess there's a message here of when you're showing gratitude to your spirit guides, remember to also show gratitude for everything that they keep out. Like, not just the things that they bring to you, but the things that they keep you from, the things that they don't let you get near. Because they're bringing things in and they're also keeping things out. And that's a lot of work. I feel like you guys have a lot of feminine spirit guides around you, or like motherly guides around you. When I look at this hand, it kind of looks like a child's hand and like a grandparent's hand. So I think that this could be ancestors and passed on loved ones who are like working tirelessly to protect you and to give you the best life possible. Like their work never stops, whether they're incarnate or not. Their work never stops to keep you safe and to help you live your best life. And I really, really feel their presence strongly as we bring this reading to a close. Maybe those letters that I mentioned at the very start, or that actually appeared to me in my dream, like the letter A and M-U-N, mun or moon or whatever it is, could be like part of someone's name, like a letter or a sequence of letters in someone's name. But I do feel that you are highly protected. And I think a good prayer for this group is like, just show me what is meant for me. Show me what is meant to be here. I'm thinking of, I'm gonna look it up because I'm thinking of a line from Anxiety by Megan Thee Stallion that's like really coming up right now, but I don't know it off the top of my head. So I'm gonna, okay. It says, if I could write a letter to heaven, I would tell my mama that I should have been listening.
And I would tell her sorry, that I really been wildin', and ask her to forgive me because I really been trying. And I would ask, please show me who been real and get them from around me if they all been fake. It's crazy how I say the same prayers to the Lord and always get surprised about who he take. So it's like, I think a good prayer for you guys would be like, show me who is real, show me what is meant for me, and show me what is fake. And then I guess watch how that unfolds around you, because things, oh, there is an earthquake happening right now. I think it's a little one. Things that are not meant for you will be removed from the premises. And I think saying this affirmation or saying this prayer to yourself will be that reminder, whatever is shifting around you, to keep calm, because this is just your loving protective guides, like rearranging your life and keeping you as safe as possible and keeping you only surrounded by what is real and what is really meant for you. And I think that I even use that phrase for you guys, like real recognizes real. It's authenticity. Woo. That's a confirmation. What is left after all of this is authenticity, is what you can really count on, is what is really going to add value to your life. And anything that is like fake or flimsy or empty promises or just low quality, honestly, like that's what we're removing from your life. I say we, but I'm talking about your spirit guides. So group number 1, these are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you would like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there as well. You can find me on Patreon, where we have dozens of exclusive pick a card readings, plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topic for those. You can find me on my music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so over on my music channel. And finally, I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple at the intro of the video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you very much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me, and I'm sending lots of love to you, to your loved ones, to your spirit guides, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Azurite, this is going to be a reading all about where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So let's just get right into the cards. We're starting off with the Tarot of the Divine, and I'm gonna pull 2 rows of 3 cards from this deck. Okay, so we're gonna pull the top row, whoop, and then another row at the bottom to clarify. That just fell on the floor, so let me get that. Okay, the first card that we have for you guys, group number 2, is the 5 of Wands. Then we have the King of Coins. And the Queen of Coins. Okay, so to clarify the 5 of Wands, we have the 2 of Swords. To clarify the King of Coins, we have the 2 of Wands. And to clarify the Queen of Coins, we have the Magician. Okay, so I feel like we're probably gonna see that all of these cards are kind of going together. When I do spreads like this, sometimes they're like 3 separate things and sometimes they're kind of all one energy. Of course, we'll see as we go along, but I'm sort of getting the feeling that we are going to see all of these meshing into one energy. I want to start off by talking about the King of Coins and the Queen of Coins that came out next to each other. Super cool whenever we get a pairing like that, because it is a pretty clear message about a partnership. This is giving me the feeling of like a marriage or someone who is really, really close to you. And I am sort of getting the feeling that this is an existing connection. It could be new for some of you, but this is a connection that is very, very dear to you. A connection where there is a lot of love, where you have been together for a very long time, or you are planning to be together for a very long time, and you mean a lot to each other. You are each other's rock, you are each other's forever. There's a lot of commitment and a lot of loyalty here. Really like family. So it's giving me the vibe of spouses, of very, very dear friends, of literal blood family. Like you are inseparable. There is a deep foundation here and there is a deep love here. And I think that what we're seeing here is like the energy surrounding this connection, or what is going to happen to the two of you. For those of you who feel that there is not a partnership in your life that matches this energy, then this could definitely be an indication that such a partnership is coming to you. But basically, I really just want to paint that picture of the strong bond and the inseparability that exists here, especially with this being the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are very rock solid. Pentacles are very sturdy. It's almost like, maybe this sounds a little bit dramatic, but it's almost like, I don't know who I would be without you, or I don't know what my life would be without you. It's that kind of very, very close connection. And with the Two of Wands under this, clarifying, this is also a card that talks about partnerships. So definitely have that strong. And you guys even chose group number 2, and 2 is the number of partnerships. Definitely very, very strong vibes of partnerships here. And we can even see on this card, it's 2 heads on one body. Now, if that isn't inseparable, I don't know what is. Now, I am seeing that these 2 people are coming up against a challenge. Because both of these people, first of all, again, you're coming across as the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Both of these people are extremely talented and have a lot of potential and have a lot of promise. I feel like both of you have come very far in the path that you're on, and you still have a long way to go in terms of your accomplishments, in terms of the abundance that you will create, in terms of how you will really blossom and how you will really come into yourself. You're both extremely talented and have a lot of promise, and your guides are really, really proud of both of you. But you're coming up at this time in your life where both of you, doors are opening for you, opportunities are coming for you, but they're not necessarily compatible with each other, or it would be difficult to find a way that they can coexist. This is a very specific energy, so I feel like you guys will know pretty early on if this resonates or not. But an example that I could give of this is a married couple who has a family. They have children, so they are a unit, right? They're a solid unit. They're inseparable. They're going through life together, very, very close companions, and they share so many aspects of their life. And they both have these thriving careers. They're both killing it. They're both doing amazing. And what's happening here is that at the same time, both of these spouses are getting opportunities that would really make their future very bright, that would bring them a lot of abundance, and that would open a lot of doors to them. It's like an opportunity to branch out. But it's like they can't both take them, because maybe one spouse has this opportunity where they're currently situated, and then another spouse gets this opportunity like that requires them to be across the world. So one head is looking this way, one head is looking that way, but the body cannot split in half. So it's this idea of like two people, this king and queen of coins, who are bound, but life would have them being pulled in other directions. It's not that they have to go in these directions, but it's that it'll be really hard to pass up this opportunity. And that's where the Five of Wands and the Two of Swords come in, I think, because this talks about an inner conflict, struggling to make a decision, struggling between two paths. We see that with the Two of Wands as well. And the Five of Wands, as you can tell, it talks about conflict with others. And so I feel like there's been a lot of conflict between these two people of what do we do? Does one of us take this opportunity? Does the other one take it? Does neither of us take it and just kind of stay where we are and stay doing what we're doing? Because that would be the most fair. Or do we both take the opportunities and just find a way to make it work? And I think that that's been really hard. And I think that emotions have been up and down, where sometimes we feel more generous and we want to prioritize the other person, or other times we feel a little bit more selfish, where we want the other person to accommodate our path. Other times we might feel hopeless, like, okay, neither of us can do this. It's just not going to work. I feel like there might be a little bit of, I don't know if volatility is necessarily the right word. It did fly across the table and fall on the floor, but just kind of ups and downs as we try to figure out how this is going to work. And I think there's a couple things that make this difficult. For one, with the Two of Swords here, an interpretation that I often see with this deck in particular is that it's time sensitive, because I kind of see this as like the flames are closing in on this person. So maybe these opportunities are time sensitive. And then with the Five of Wands here, this is obviously more than two people fighting, right? This is five people. So this could be indicating that, you know, this is not just a choice that is going to affect the two of you, it's going to affect other people. Like, for example, if you have children, or if you have employees, or if you have other friends or other family members who will be affected by your decisions. This could also be other people weighing in, like other people trying to give advice in the situation, whether it was asked for or not, I'm not sure. But it's tough enough to make a decision when you just have to think about how it's going to affect you, or when you just have to sift through your own thoughts and emotions. When there's two people in the picture, it's already twice as hard. And I feel like there's either a lot of people that this decision is going to affect, or there's a lot of people who are like weighing in and giving their 2 cents and trying to tell you to go this way or that way. And it's just hard. It's tough, because there's no right or wrong answer, and objectively, like, there is no path that is better than the other. I feel like both parties in this situation, for example, it's not like one person's career is more important than the other, or it's not like one opportunity being offered is gonna pay better than the other, or is the no-brainer answer. I feel like both of these people are have equal potential, have equal promise. And of course, you cannot compare their paths or compare their opportunities and say this one is more important than the other one. It doesn't work that way. So I feel like just navigating this whole situation has been tricky, but I feel that this card, the Magician, is like, I guess you could call it the saving grace, or it's the most important card. It's the glue that holds all of this together. And I think that this represents the spirit guides of you and this other person, and honestly everybody involved. Because our guides are always working to bring about the outcome that's going to be best for everyone involved, or for as many people as possible. And I truly feel that in this case, and honestly, I get emotional when I look at this energy, and I feel so, so proud of you guys. You guys might feel like it's been kind of messy navigating this situation. Maybe there's been some moments where you let negative emotion get the better of you. Maybe you let your temper get the best of you. Maybe you got carried away in emotion and acted out or said some things you didn't mean sometimes. But your guides are so proud of you for how you and your person have been navigating this situation. And when I say your person, I just mean, the other counterpart involved, because you guys are the king and the queen. Like, you're human and this is complicated. Of course, sometimes things are going to get messy and you're going to struggle to figure it out. But you've done a lot more of an amazing job than I think you give yourself credit for. Not only are you guys extremely talented, we've been speaking about your talent and your promise and the opportunities coming your way, but with the King and Queen of Pentacles here, I also think that you're really mature and your guides are bringing this to our attention. That you as an individual are very mature, and that you in this connection with this other person, you are very mature. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens here, like nothing could shake this bond. And your guides love you so much and they want to find a way to work this out. You guys, and I think the reason I'm getting emotional is because it's almost like I see you guys trying to work through this problem already with the assumption of like, okay, we can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't all take our opportunities, so let's just figure out the best possible course of action given the circumstances. And with this magic here, and yeah, this is like, I think this is the fairy godmother. At least it looks like it, with the wand and the pumpkins and the mice. A little bibbity bobbity boo. Like, your spirit guides are showing me with this Magician card that they are literally about to work some magic in your life so that both people can pursue the path that they really want to. And it's going to work out for the best, and that it's going to be good for everyone else who is involved, whether that's, people who are dependent on you, your loved ones. Your guides are, it's like they're moving things around right now. They are rearranging things right now so that both of you can pursue your individual paths that you want to pursue, move forward with the things that you really want to do, and still be on your path to self-discovery and developing your skills and exploring all of the open doors that are available to you and increasing abundance in your life. You guys have worked so hard on your individual path, and you've worked so hard for some sacrifice, but to compromise for your loved ones and to compromise for the ones who count on you. And I think your guides are saying, here you won't have to compromise. You can have what's best for you and what makes you most excited on your individual journey, and that is also best for your loved ones. And everyone involved is going to get to do what they want to do. We just have to move some things around. It seems like right now there's some conflict, maybe in scheduling, or there's some geographical conflict where like we literally both can't do what we want because we can't be in two places at the same time, or these two things conflict each other. And your guides are saying like, it's okay. We're going to We're gonna move things around so that this can work out. And I'm trying to think of other examples, because this is one of those groups where the energy is so specific, and you guys will have to let me know, like, for those of you that this resonates with. But I don't know, maybe you and this other person, there's like 2 conferences that you really want to go to. Or even this could be something smaller, like there's 2 concerts that you really want to go to, and they're like conflicting, but they're both really amazing. But it's this kind of vibe. There's something you really want to do, and there's something that your person or your loved one really, really wants to do that will be amazing for your individual paths, amazing for your futures, but somehow they're incompatible in terms of location, in terms of time frame, in terms of budget, perhaps. There's something that has made these 2 things fundamentally incompatible, and it's like you guys have been really like battling it out. I think more so just battling with the circumstances, although sometimes it may have felt like you're battling with each other. How are we going to make this work? Do we give one of us priority, or the other of us priority, or neither of us? And then all these other people are like sticking their heads in this business, or a lot of people are affected by this decision, and your guides are like, we're just going to sprinkle some magic on this. We're going to move some things around. You know, you might get news that the timeline of one of these opportunities has changed so that they don't overlap anymore. Or one of these opportunities has changed location. One of you finds out that you can do this opportunity from home, or one of you finds out that you can bring your family to get this opportunity. Like, you can take them with you. You're gonna get some financial assistance so that you can both do what you really want to do. Maybe like both of you want to get some training or get some education to further your career, but then obviously there's money costs that are involved with that, and there's time that you will be, you know, away from the house, away from your family. It's like, we can't both be pursuing our paths, or we can't both be taking these opportunities, or we can't both be investing in these things at the same time. It just doesn't work with what we have, with the time and space and energy and money that we're working with. It just doesn't work. And your guides are saying, we are going to make it work. We are going to make it work for you, because we see how hard you've been working, and we see your pure intentions, and we see your promise. So your guides are literally acting like this fairy godmother. And I just think I get emotional because of how well deserved it is, and because of how humble you guys have been, of like, okay, we can't have it all. We can't have our cake and eat it too. And your guides are saying, yes, you can. And we will make it so. We will make it possible for you. It's definitely a tough energy that you've been through, but I think the blessing that is coming your way is that all of these conflicts are going to clear up, and be replaced with an abundance of whatever you need, whether that's you need more time, you need more resources, whatever assistance you need. Like, we're gonna make it so that you can have your cake and eat it too. That is our promise to you. That is your guide's promise to you. You and your loved ones can all have and eat the cake that you want. Yes. So turtles could be a significant spirit animal for you guys, as well as snakes and also mice. Which, yeah, for this group, for some reason, I felt like mentioning those spirit animals. But I feel like especially turtles. Land turtles or sea turtles, it doesn't matter. But let's move on to the oracle cards now to get some more information. This could be bringing new blessings into the reading, or just elaborating on the energies that we've seen here. And we are starting off with the tea leaf cards. We have frying pan with trouble and accusations. We have lightning, control your anger or you will be sorry. And then we have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. So it's interesting that we have this like trouble and accusations, and we have control your anger or you will be sorry. I don't often read this frying pan card exactly how I think it's supposed to be read. I more so often read it as a situation that it could be tempting to act out, or it could be tempting to get carried away in emotion. I don't know, something about the steam coming off of the frying pan and the meat, it just makes me think of like temptation. Even though I would not find that tempting, but I don't know. I just think of it that way. And then we have also this card about like controlling your emotions. I feel like this really speaks to like you've done your best to stay level-headed through the situation, but sometimes it's just freaking frustrating. And that doesn't mean that you're mad at anyone. It's just a frustrating situation. Although maybe sometimes you were mad at someone or frustrated at someone through this process, or maybe you were frustrated at the universe. Like, why did things have to turn out like this? And I feel like you've tried your best. You've tried your best to stay calm. You've tried your best to stay hopeful. And I think, and I'm sorry if it's like a broken record thing, but I just think your guides are really, really proud of you. With woman here, you guys could be a woman, but I'm thinking more of the archetypal feminine energy of being giving, of being nurturing, of sacrificing. You guys maybe have felt throughout the situation, like you might have felt that instinct of, you know, I should be the one to sacrifice here. I should be the one to compromise here. And your guides want you to know that not only you, but no one will have to compromise in this situation. Everybody will get exactly what they want and exactly what they need. And maybe this is a lesson for you. And I was just speaking about this in a reading recently. So this might be a relevant theme for our collective, for our community over the next while. But getting into our feminine energy, but really appreciating and being okay with embodying all aspects of our feminine energy, not just, how do I say it? I feel like I made a lot of sense with it in the last reading, but what I'm trying to say is that I think when a lot of us get in our feminine energy, we get into that sacrificing energy, that giving energy, that taking care of others energy, which is a beautiful part of the feminine energy. But it's not all that there is. There's also a beautiful receptive side to the feminine energy. And I think that that's the one a lot of us struggle with, is getting into that place of receiving, of letting things come to us. And if we are going to express any energy healthily, we have to have balance. And your guides are really orchestrating this because they want you to just sit back and receive. It is so well deserved. And I feel like throughout this conflict, you guys have really taken the role of peacemaker, or the one who has to figure everything out. And if someone needs to compromise or sacrifice something, I'll be the one to step up and do that. It's almost like that's the role that you guys take on. Like, I'm the one who has to make everyone happy. And if anyone has to lose something here, I will make that sacrifice. I will take that loss. It's almost like we spoke about like this being the glue that holds the spread together. I feel like you guys have been the glue in your family, or you guys have been the glue in your friend group. And your guides are saying, like, you can step back now. We will take care of everyone. And we will take care of you. You don't have to take care of every single person and every single thing. You just have to sit back and receive now. There could be another way of interpreting this energy where this woman is someone else and is maybe trying to tempt you to engage in some drama. I often see the frying pan like this. Someone is trying to provoke you to engage in their drama, or trying to make you mad, especially with this control your anger. And is it just me, or does she look like she's kind of smug a little bit? It's almost like when someone keeps pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, and then when you retaliate, they're like, why are you getting so mad? And it's like, you know damn well you were pushing me with these little things. And then when I reached my breaking point, you're like, oh, you're angry. And then because you're angry, now they can discredit you. Does that make sense? Which is bullshit, because anger does not discredit you. And I hate that. Like, I think your guides are bringing this to my attention because even without this energy here, I'm seeing how well you guys have held it together, how well you've tried to navigate this situation and find what's going to be best for everyone. It's hard enough as it is. And I feel like now my guides are bringing to my attention that you've had to do this with someone who is like intentionally pushing your buttons or intentionally making it more difficult than it had to be. And there's this feeling of like, they just push you in little ways, like again and again and again. And then when you like finally snap or finally stand up for yourself or get emotional, it's like, oh, well, if only you weren't so angry, then maybe I would listen to you. Or like, if only you weren't so emotional. When they know full well they're the one who made you like this. And it's such, it's such bullshit that you can't be passionate and be speaking the truth at the same time, and to discredit someone like, if you weren't so angry, like maybe I would listen to you. Like just using people's emotions against them. And I already feel like you guys have felt guilty, or you felt bad about getting angry in the situation and getting frustrated in the situation. Of course you're going to be frustrated. It's been freaking difficult to navigate. Like, of course. I don't know what's this person's deal, if you guys resonate with this, but it's like they've been pushing your buttons, or maybe they're trying to like, maybe they've been trying to get you to pass up, for example, like an in-law or something who, you know, you have your opportunities and your spouse has their opportunities, and maybe they're trying to bully you into sacrificing your own so that your spouse can take their opportunity, you know? And then they're like, oh my goodness, why are you so emotional? Like, just when they know full well what they're doing. And it's like, your situation was hard enough to deal with without that. So now that we have this challenging energy thrown into the mix, like I can't even imagine. I feel like you guys have just kept such a brave face through everything for your loved ones. But you've really dealt with something hard. And I think your guides are saying to give yourself more credit for that. And even if you did get emotional sometimes, even if you couldn't control your anger sometimes, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Like anyone would get emotional, or anyone would get frustrated under these circumstances. And I feel like it's like you've been expected to just hold it all together and like everything is fine, and be that strong woman who, even if you're not a woman, take on that feminine energy of just like holding everyone's burdens, holding the weight of everyone on your back. Whew. It's been tough, group number twos. It's been tough. Let's take a look at your final oracle cards from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We have the Void, which this is a new beginning. We have the number 1. We have a new moon. And we have growth. Oh my gosh. So a new moon and a waxing moon, a new beginning that is gaining momentum. And we have the numbers 1 and 5, new beginnings and change, a fresh new start. And this looks really, really similar to the roots growing on the turtle's back. So at the end of the day, this is only going to make you stronger. This is going to make your relationship stronger. This is going to bring even more abundance to your life. This is going to bring even more security to your loved ones. You've been watched over very strongly this whole time. And I'm just noticing this is like a nest, like an egg in a nest. So you and your loved ones are really safe and looked after in this situation. And regarding that challenging or negative energy that we just spoke about, this void, it's making me think of the void of course moon. And I'm thinking of the Moonology deck. The Void of Course Moon says nothing will come of this situation. So this trouble, this temptation, whoever may be trying to push your buttons or just has been making this harder than it needs to be, I feel like nothing will come of that as long as you focus on what really matters. Focus on your relationship, focus on your loved ones, and focus on your growth. Stay on your path of growth. Don't worry about this temptation, this, what is it called? Provoking stuff that's going on. Just do not engage with that. Whenever I see this frying pan, I'm like, there's someone's being dramatic and we're being told not to engage with it. Like, don't even play their game. Yeah, just focus on your own path of growth. Focus on your own little nest. Focus on those who really, really matter to you. Because I feel like this is not an immediate person. This is what I was talking about. Like, people sticking their nose in it who are not really involved like that. So, you know, focus on your spouse, your kids, your close friends, the ones who really matter and the ones who are really impacted by this journey. Just focus on your nest and your family and where your heart really is, and you will keep growing. And these new beginnings and change are promised for you, and this magic is promised for you. Your guides are working your magic so that everyone can do what it is that they truly want to do, and everyone can experience their growth, can accept the opportunities presented to them, can keep expanding, can keep realizing their potential, and keep securing a bright future. I'm really happy for you guys. I'm so proud of you for the emotional strength and compassion that you have exhibited on this journey, and I'm just really happy for you and your loved ones and for what's to come. And we don't even have to worry about this stuff, because if you don't engage with it, then it has no power. Like, it's gone. You just focus on what really matters, okay? So my lovely group number 2s, please let me know in the comments if this resonates for you, because I feel like this was one of those, or how it resonates for you, I mean, because this is one of those groups that was very, very specific, I feel. And I always like hearing the stories for piles like this. It's interesting to like look back, oh, that's what this was talking about. That's how it resonated. But yeah, those are all the messages for you guys. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you would like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there as well. You can find me on Patreon, where we have dozens of exclusive readings plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topic for those. You can find me on my music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so on my music channel. And I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple at the intro of these videos, and we have it on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me, and I am sending you guys so much love to your loved ones, to your family, much love to your haters too, because they need it, and much love to your guides and your spiritual team, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Fluorite, this is going to be a reading all about where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the Tarot of the Divine. And I'm going to pull first a row of 3 tarot cards and then another row underneath to clarify. Okay, so for my group number 3s, what good luck and blessings are finding them next? Okay, we're starting off with the 8 of Swords. Interesting.
Then we have the Page of Wands. And the Star. And then to clarify the Eight of Swords, we have the Seven of Wands. To clarify the Page of Wands, we have the Ace of Coins. And to clarify the Star, we have the Nine of Cups. Okay, so there is a pretty clear message here for my group number 3s. In terms of the good luck and blessings that I want to say that are available to you, it really has to do with your own action. It's almost as if your guides are saying, you know what the universe has prepared for you, and it's out there waiting for you to grab it. But at this moment, it looks like you are not moving towards your blessings because of a lack of confidence, like a fear of taking action that stems from a lack of confidence. I do feel like the significant blessing that your guides are bringing to your attention has to do with your career, especially like a creative pursuit or a creative project. And your guides are saying that if you move forward with this path, the results will be beyond your wildest dreams. It will so far exceed your expectations. So it looks like you guys are doubting yourselves quite a bit. Like, you're doubting what you're capable of, and you're doubting like the magnitude of the results that you can produce. Because I feel like all of this is representing what you're capable of and what is out there for you. We have the Star, which is like your dreams coming true beyond your wildest expectations. The Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. We have the Ace of Coins, new financial opportunities, new career opportunities, an increase in your income. We have the Page of Wands, which is creativity, inspiration, new adventures. I feel like this is all of the beautiful energy that is out there waiting for you. And then this Eight of Swords is representing you, and you can see clearly that this Eight of Swords person has their back turned to all of this beautiful stuff. And it even looks like they're hiding under a bridge or like hiding in a cave of some kind. Like they're hiding themselves away. I feel like your guides are encouraging you to be like this Page of Wands and go out there proudly into the world and show the world what you've got. But you are like hiding away in this cave. And I feel like for some of you, maybe you haven't even really gotten started on your journey. Or for others of you, like you have produced something, but you're keeping it hidden away. So just for an easy to understand example, like maybe you are an author and you've written a book, but you're just like keeping it on your computer, keeping it in your files, and you're not publishing it anywhere. You're not submitting it anywhere. Or you have a lot of song demos that are unfinished and they're just sitting there in your files. Or you wrote a cover letter, you wrote a resume, and you haven't sent it out anywhere. It's like that feeling of, some of you guys haven't even gotten to this step actually. Maybe some of you guys haven't even written your draft or made your demo or whatever it might be. But some of you have, and you're just holding on to it. And you might, because the brain is very sneaky. Some of you guys might be in this, I want to say in this trap, in this mental trap where your brain tells you, oh, we're just taking a little bit more time to perfect it. Oh, it's not ready yet. I'm going to change this and this and this and this. Which I am a huge advocate for, like not releasing something if you don't feel ready. And if you feel like you can improve on it, you shouldn't rush to get it out just because you want to get it out quickly.
but it's all about balance. And at some point we have to let go of our baby creation and let it go off into the world and grow like a little baby bird that's leaving the nest. You can kind of get stuck there. You can kind of get stuck there, and your brain is telling yourself, like, I'm gonna release it. Like, I'm gonna put it out there. I just want to fix this one more time. I just want to make these changes, or I can't do it yet because I'm still waiting on this. And it's kind of like your brain makes excuses, or your brain sabotages you, because the truth is that I'm afraid to put it out there. I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm afraid to go for it. Because that's what the Eight of Swords is. It's like, I'm afraid to go for it. But your brain might have all these tricky ways of hiding that from you, because it's hard to admit that we're afraid. It's hard to admit that we lack confidence. But I feel like this is you guys that are hiding away, and I think that there are a lot of blessings out there waiting for you, but it's like you have to go and get them. Your guides are saying that you know very well, because it's what you've dreamed of. It's the success that you've dreamed of. It's the recognition that you've dreamed of. It's the fulfillment that you've dreamed of. With the Ace of Cups, well, yes, Ace of Coins and Nine of Cups here, I am seeing this as someone who is truly living their dream life. Like, they get to work on the things that they want to work on. They get to wake up when they want and do what they want when they want. They get to live with minimal stress. I see you guys having the potential to be very celebrated for what you do, to receive a lot of recognition for it. Like with this star here, this could, for some of you, this could literally be you like becoming a star, or at the very least becoming well known and renowned for what you're doing. But all of this depends on your ability and your willingness to start and to put something of yours out there. I think that there's also a piece of advice here of, I just need to drink water. There's also a piece of advice here with the Page of Wands of being okay with starting where you are with what you have, being okay with being a beginner, being okay with not knowing what you're doing. I'm almost getting like Fool vibes from this energy, like making peace with that unpolished, amateur, figuring it out as I go kind of energy. I think some of you guys might be paralyzing yourself because you're expecting yourself to step out there and already be like a Queen of Wands or a King of Wands. But the Queen and King of Wands did not become that by hiding in this cave, or they didn't become the Queen and King in this cave and then step out. They stepped out, they were a page, they were a fool, they were a baby, they were a beginner, and they made a lot of mistakes, and they did a lot of trial and error, and they went through a lot of hard growth, and then they became the Queen and King. It's like you're putting this unfair pressure on yourself to already be so polished and to have everything figured out and to be putting out like super top perfect quality work when you haven't even really started yet, or you haven't really gotten off the ground yet. It's like if we go back to that writer example, you're comparing your draft to someone else's finished product that has been edited and proofread a million times and that has received criticism, and maybe that's like their 30th book that they've put out, and you're comparing your first book to that, and it's just not fair, and it's keeping you stuck. And everything that is going to get you to that level of that 30th polished, proofread, edited, perfect book is outside of this cave, or it's out from under this bridge. And it's through hard work and failure and making mistakes and receiving criticism. It's like everything, the very things that you're afraid of or the very things that you're hiding from is what is going to make you that queen or that king eventually. And this reading is not about blessings coming to you. It's about you making them. It's about you choosing to have them in your life. I think that there's kind of a bit of tough love from your guides of like, stop waiting for things to come to you, or stop waiting for things to happen for you. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances to line up and just start. Even if the situation isn't ideal, even if your resources aren't favorable, even if you feel like you're lacking knowledge or you're lacking experience, you will get it as you go. I remember, this was a long time ago, but a friend of mine who is like a very successful business person now, they made this Instagram post, and I don't think this was their quote, but they shared it, and they said that building a business is like jumping off a cliff and building a parachute on the way down. It's like you just have to go off the, fly off the seat of your pants and figure it out as you go along, but you will not figure it out hiding away under here. So this is like your sign. This is your sign to go for it. This is your sign to start, because this is what is waiting for you. Dreams coming true, outcomes beyond your wildest expectations. I think the star card is speaking of you receiving recognition, but I think it's also you getting in touch with your soul family or your star family if you resonate with being a star seed. I often get that vibe from the star card. I think that this Ace of Coins is not just talking about new professional opportunities or new financial opportunities, but it's really symbolic of a new life. Of a new life that you have the power to create. And I think that this is really, really meaningful for you guys. Any ace in tarot does represent new beginnings and new chapters. And the hand that is coming out is really like the hand of the divine that is offering this new beginning to you. But with this being pentacles, with this having to do with earth and like the tangible physical world, I feel like this is representing the divine giving you, like they're not just handing you this new life, but they're giving you the seed. They're giving you this seed to plant and to grow your new life. Like they're giving you the potential. They're giving you the inspiration. They're giving you the ingredients. I literally just saw this on Instagram recently too. I actually think that Tay posted it, like Tarot with Tay. It was like, if you ask God for a cake, and God gives you like eggs and milk and butter and flour and sugar, like you might not get the finished product of what you want to manifest just through prayer, just through asking, but you will get all of the ingredients necessary, and you will get the steps. You might not get all of the steps at once. You might just get the first step. And then when you complete that first step, you will get instructions for the next one. So there is a level of trust that is required there. But this is the divine giving you the seed, giving you the potential. But you are the one who needs to put this seed in the ground. And you are the one who needs to show up consistently every day and water this seed and tend to it and protect it from pests and make sure that it gets enough sunlight. And the divine has unlimited seeds for you. So if you fail the first time, the divine will give you another seed, but it will be you who finally sees this through, who finally sees your dreams through to fruition. But
this next step, it starts with you. It starts with you being brave to take action. It starts with you being bold. With the Nine of Cups here, I really love that we have this here as well. Like we mentioned before, this is a card that talks about wish fulfillment, but it also talks about stresses fading away. It talks about you living a peaceful and contented life. But this is also a card, especially in this context, that is talking about like being satisfied with what you have and being content with what you have. It's funny, when I first started reading tarot, like the Nine of Cups is a beautiful card. It's a very, very positive card. But when I first started reading tarot, there would often be like this little voice, this little thing that's like, yeah, it's the Nine of Cups, but it's not the Ten of Cups. And I feel like maybe there's something to that for this reading, you know, being okay with things not being perfect, allowing yourself to be a work in progress. And I also think that this could be encouraging you to assess some unrealistic or unfair expectations that maybe you have put on yourself. And I do kind of feel called to say that these might stem from social media. Like comparing yourself to unrealistic standards on social media has made you want to hide away because you're like, I could never measure up to that. And we've kind of spoken about this unfair comparison that you tend to do with yourself. Just for an example, it's like comparing your natural face to a heavily filtered face or a heavily made up face or a face that has undergone a lot of cosmetic procedures. And I should be clear that there's nothing wrong with these things, but it's also not fair to compare your natural self to this version that has gotten a lot of help. I think that it's like you guys may want to reassess your definition of the Ten of Cups, especially when it comes to like the level of success that you want, the level of money that you want, what you want to look like. And it sounds weird to say this, but actually no, it doesn't sound weird. I feel like you guys might be setting the bar very, very too high for yourself, like unnaturally high. And this group is all about balance, really. Like, it's one thing to, you know, keep your standards high and keep, you know, dreaming big, but it's one thing to set the bar impossibly high and then compare yourself to that standard and then ultimately get disappointed because you will never reach that. So it's like, again, you're in this cave and you're expecting yourself to get out of here and, I don't know, like make 7 figures or have this flawless body that doesn't have any pores or any fat or whatever it is. I feel like in some way the standards are way too high and that is overwhelming you and keeping you hidden away here. And the Seven of Wands might be talking a little bit about that as well, because this can be talking about spreading yourself too thin, taking on too much by yourself. So you could be putting standards on yourself that you were never meant to reach, or setting the bar so high that no human could reach that on their own. What I was actually more so thinking with this Seven of Wands though was that when you are putting yourself out there and when you are embodying confidence, at first it is going to feel hard. It is going to feel unnatural. So, you know, it's very easy for me to say all of this, like be bold, put yourself out there, be confident. But it's not so easy to put that into action. And I think that your guides are saying like, it's okay if it's hard at first, you know? You're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm confident now, and then it's gonna be easy. So allow yourself that grace of like, this feels unnatural, this feels difficult, I don't know what I'm doing, because again, it's like you will figure it out as you go. And it's the same thing with confidence. You don't build the confidence in here, you build it out there. You build your confidence out here.
And it is almost like a muscle that you're building. It is like a skill that you are developing, where at first you feel very awkward acting confident. You feel very awkward reaching out for opportunities and putting yourself out there like that. And maybe you get some rejection and maybe you kind of embarrass yourself, but that's all part of it. And all of these experiences build your resilience, and they will build a natural confidence. So, I'm really, really rooting for this group. I know how hard it is to get started and to commit to your dreams. And I especially know how hard it is when you have procrastination that stems from perfectionism, that stems from having impossibly high standards. It's hard, but I think the biggest thing is just not taking yourself so seriously and not taking life so seriously. And, sometimes I've found that labeling things as my calling or labeling things as my purpose was actually more harmful than it was helpful. Because, and this is just me, this was just the way my brain worked. If I was like, this is my calling, this is what I'm meant to do, it put all of this unnecessary pressure for me to be like really good at it, or for me, like I have to be so committed and so passionate about it. And if I'm not, then I'm failing. Whereas if I just step into it like, this is something I kind of like and I'm going to give it a try. And if I'm not good at it, that's fine, because I'm allowed to be not good at it. When I took away that heavy element of destiny and like those heavy expectations of like, this is what I'm supposed to do, it made things a lot easier. Like just taking the whole thing less seriously made things a lot easier. But yeah, there's definitely like a big theme of being more gentle with yourself, being more satisfied and happy with what you already do have, like no pressure. We don't have to put the bar so high. I also feel like, like setting the bar so high just overwhelms you, and it sets you up for failure. Even as like a runner, I feel like if I go into it with a lower goal, I perform better, just because psychologically I'm like, ooh, I'm exceeding my goal. But if I set a really high goal, then I psych myself out. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting tired. It's all psychological. So figure out what works for your brain, figure out what motivates your brain, what works for you personally. But I feel like being more gentle, I feel like setting a lower bar, I feel like taking yourself less seriously is going to be really, really helpful here. Okay, I hope that all made sense. But let's move into your oracle cards now. So we're starting off with tea leaf fortune cards. And for you guys, we actually have a month of the year. Ooh, and we have the month of June. I have no idea what month it is now. Well, I mean, I know what month it is now when I'm filming, but I don't know when this is going to be up or when you might happen to be watching this. But if the month of June is coming up, or if this feels relevant to you, then this could be a significant time for your blessings. It could also be that someone born in June is going to play a significant role, whether that is, of course, you or someone else, or someone whom you met in this past June, or a project that you started this past June is going to be bearing fruit soon. You could also have a loved one watching over you who was born in June, or maybe their name is June. We also have purse. Pay attention to your finances. So that matches with this Ace of Coins. Definitely, well, from everything we've just talked about, I honestly see you blessed in a lot of areas. And while I do think that finances is one of them, I think that the biggest blessing you're taking away from this is actually confidence and trusting yourself and believing in yourself and your ability to not just passively wait for blessings to come to you, but to create them. This is magician energy. This is big magician energy, creating your own blessings with your own will and your own intent and your own actions, and feeling in charge and feeling in control.
that is so beautiful. That is so empowering. And that is the energy that you guys are stepping into. So I think like the biggest of your blessings are inward, right? They have to do with something shifting within you, with you becoming more confident and more powerful. But a happy byproduct of that is definitely going to be money coming in and professional success. We spoke about you being able to live your dream life. I think that includes you living like the level of lifestyle that you want to live. So like if you have expensive taste, if you have a taste for the nice things, there's definitely a little bit of that energy coming your way. But with pay attention to your finances, I'm kind of getting the feeling that rather than like one big whoosh of money coming in, it's kind of building gradually over time that you could miss it. You could miss it if you are not checking in on your finances. So if you don't do this already, you might want to like make a monthly report or just check in monthly on like your income and your savings, because you will notice over the months like, wait a minute, because it's like happening gradually. So from month to month, you might not notice, but then if you look back over the months, you'd be like, wait a minute, my income doubled since last year. Like, when did that happen? And then, we have Wishbone with a wish is granted. Yay, I love that. Yeah, I mean, you literally already had 2 tarot cards that talk about wishes being granted, the Star and the 9 of Cups. So yeah, and let me just hold this here because I like to do this with this card. Close your eyes. Well, you don't have to, but concentrate and think of the wish that you have that you would like to be granted. Sit with it. And that's it. Your wish is granted. I claim it and I am making it happen. Or you're making it happen. Okay, so finally, we are going to look at Queen of the Moon Oracle cards to get your last messages. We have Supermoon with attraction and we have the number 44. Yes, this is definitely you guys attracting what it is that you want into your life. I want to point out that we have the number 44, which means that what you want is safe, it's secure, it's locked in. You just have to go out there and get it. And this is also a card that tells me what you desire is in alignment with your destiny. What you desire is in alignment with what the universe is currently creating for you. What you desire is in alignment with what your higher self desires, which means that you guys know very well what is meant for you. You know very well what is best for you. It's not just a fantasy. It's not just wishful thinking. It's not just in your head. There's a reason that you want the things that you do. There's a reason you are drawn to the places where you are drawn to. Your desires are in alignment with the divine's desires for you and your higher self's desires for you. And also with this supermoon, this big full moon, this is about your emotions being very intense and running very high. And I think that this card is letting you know that your emotions are very, very powerful manifestors. So don't hold them in. Allow yourself to feel them in all of their intensity. Because when you let yourself express that passion, that excitement, that longing, that fascination, like that is going to supercharge your manifestations. Let your emotions out, whether that's, journaling about them, talking to a friend about them, crying in your room at 3 a.m, whatever it is, get them out because they're so, so powerful. Your emotions are so powerful to manifest what it is that you desire. And then finally, I love that we have a number 17 here because that's the number of the star. We have waning gibbous with self-reflection. So yeah, this is your inner world, your outer world becoming a reflection of your inner world. So your life and your world reflecting back to you, your heart's innermost desires. And I love that this person is submerged in water because again, water is symbolic of emotions.
So emotions are your superpowers. Not only do they charge your manifestations, but I think really pouring your deepest emotions into your work is going to make you create very beautiful work, very moving work, very relatable work, powerful and influential work. I also want to say something about growing your hair, just because this person has long hair. Growing out your hair long could bring you more power. And also having red hair could bring you more power. If you're a natural redhead, rocking that color could be very empowering, or dyeing your hair red if you want to, and if you can do so in a way that doesn't damage your hair, if you're worried about that. I was actually thinking of dyeing my hair red recently because I used to have red hair and it was nice. But anyway, wearing red could also be empowering for you. But I feel like this card is also giving me High Priestess vibes, in that we're closing our eyes and looking inward for the answers. I feel like a big part of this is reflecting on what you expect of yourself and why. Like, why do you put so much pressure on yourself? Where does that come from? Who are you trying to make proud of you? Whose expectations are you trying to meet? Who says that you have to meet these standards? And I would say to be specific here and not just say everyone. Everyone, society, who? Who specifically says that you have to meet these standards, that you have to be so hard on yourself? Who are you really trying to please here? Because it doesn't seem like it's you. It doesn't seem like you are benefiting or you are becoming happy from being so hard on yourself. Who is telling you you have to take yourself so seriously? So I think maybe the first step for this group is getting clear about why you think you want certain things. This can be really eye-opening, and I've spoken about this before, but if I make a list of all the things I want to manifest and then go back to the things that didn't come true, I usually find that they were not really, I didn't really form those desires from an authentic place. Or I didn't really form those desires with my best interests in mind. It was something that I thought I should want for whatever reason, but it wasn't really in my heart. And usually when I make lists of things to manifest and like leave it and come back to it, everything will either have come true or I decided I didn't want it anymore. So I think that maybe going back, what would you call it? Going back to the drawing board and reminding yourself of your why, and specifically, like it's coming through specifically to ask yourself, like, who wants this? Who am I doing this for? Who says I have to do this? And if your answer is no one or myself, perfect. But you might find that there's like someone else in your subconscious that you're trying to please, like a parent or an ex or something like that. Who said? I'm thinking of that. Isn't that a Selena Gomez song? Like, who said? Who? I actually don't know that song at all. Never mind. We're not going to go there. Anyway, so my group number 3s, these are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm also on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there as well. I'm on Patreon, where we have dozens of exclusive pick a card readings plus 2 new ones every month, and you get to choose the topic for those.
I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the beginning of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so over on my music channel. And finally, I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple at the start of this video, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and I am sending you guys so much love, sending lots of love to your spirit guides and your spiritual team as well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Crazy Lace Agate, this is going to be a reading all about where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the Tarot of the Divine, and we are going to pull 2 rows of 3 tarot cards. All right. Okay, so we are starting off with the World, which came out very quickly. Then we have the 4 of Coins. And we have the 10 of Coins. Okay, so let's get our second row to clarify these energies. Starting off with a card to clarify the World, we have the 6 of Coins. To clarify the 4 of Coins, we have the 6 of Wands. And to clarify the 10 of Coins, this last one is taking a second. To clarify the 10 of Coins, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Wow, we have a lot of different things going on here. Group number 4, it looks like your life is very eventful. I feel like you guys are very busy, but also I just feel like the next while is going to be very eventful for you guys in terms of blessings and good things going on. So let's start over here with the World clarified by the 6 of Coins. The very first thing that came to my mind with the World is actually a more literal interpretation that you guys might be traveling soon, or you will get an opportunity to go on a trip soon as one of your blessings. You could be starting to make these plans very soon if you aren't already. And with the 6 of Coins clarifying this, for some of you, this might be some kind of work trip. I don't necessarily think that it's a business trip. It's more the feeling of like, your team reached a goal, and so now as a reward, like your boss is taking you all to Hawaii, or like it's something like that. It feels like a trip that is a reward for your hard work, because with the 6 of Coins here, this is about balance. This is about getting what you give. Normally we would have some kind of imagery of scales on this card. So like what you put in is what you get out. It also can talk about responsibility, hard work, the hard work that you generously put in to help others, and then that gets paid back to you. So I feel like it's like you've put in a lot of hard work and this trip is your reward. If it is a business trip, I feel like you would have like equal amounts of time for business and leisure. So maybe one of the blessings is that like if you have a business trip planned soon, maybe it's going to be extended a few days so that you can just like hang out, you don't have to go straight back to the office and straight back to work. Because like you're actually going somewhere really cool. You don't just want to be like in meetings all the time. You actually get some time to do like sightseeing or like go shopping or do something that you actually want to do. So there's that time for leisure as well. But I feel like for most of you, it's like the main purpose of the trip is actually leisure. Now for others of you, if this is not work related, or like maybe you work for yourself or your job just like doesn't do that, The Six of Coins and also the Four of Coins here could be your spirit guides encouraging you to treat yourself to this trip, especially because they're showing me you have been quite responsible with your finances, and you've been quite responsible, like staying on track with your routines and staying on track to reach your goals. So I feel like really the vibe of this travel is like treat yourself. Treat yourself, reward yourself. You've been working really hard. You've been being very frugal. You've been like, you know, putting your head down and getting your work done. And this is your time to really splurge and just like have a vacation from it all, to really treat yourself. I think with this Four of Coins here, your physical resources, your financial resources are definitely protected. So I feel like this is your guides letting you know that you will have enough money to do whatever it is that you want to do here. And what else? Okay, there's another interpretation for the world and the Six of Coins, because another meaning of the world is getting admiration and getting recognition. So when we have this Six of Coins underneath here, I feel like this is spirit letting you know that the help and assistance that you've given others and your good deeds towards others are not going unnoticed. So work or effort that you had previously put in is coming back around to pay off for you. I feel like these are good deeds that in the moment you didn't really care about getting paid back, or you didn't really care about it being returned. You were just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. But Spirit wants to be very, very clear that someone was watching. So just for an example, let's say that, again, you work at a company and there was a really, really pressing deadline. So you stepped in to help your coworkers meet their deadline. And in the moment, you weren't expecting that like, oh, I should get a bonus for this, or like, I should get paid for this, or you weren't thinking about it that way. You were just thinking of it as like, we're a team, my teammates need help, we have this deadline, I have extra time, like I'm gonna help them. Like it was just a no-brainer for you. And I feel like in the moment you helped someone and you weren't thinking about what you can get out of it, or like you owe me one. You weren't thinking like that. You just stepped in and did a good deed. This could also be like you stepped in to help a friend or a family member in their time of need. And Spirit saying like that didn't go unnoticed. Even if you didn't immediately get paid back in the moment, you are going to get some payback here. So this would be, in these examples, your boss coming to you and saying like, hey, group number 4, I noticed when we were really pressed for time, when we were, what is it called? Crunching? I don't know. When we were really pressed for time, when we were in that time crunch, maybe, when we were in that time crunch, I saw how you stepped in and you helped Rebecca with her work, even though you had your own work, and I really appreciated that. And so I want to give you this this gift card, or like I want to give you this bonus or whatever it is. And you're like, oh my gosh, like you don't have to do that, but thank you. Like you weren't doing it for any kind of payoff or to be owed anything. You're just really kind and generous and helpful. But Spirit's like, no, we saw that, and you will get some kind of reward, because we want to keep the energy moving. We want to keep the energy exchanging. We want to keep the energy equal. And if you give of yourself, you should receive as well. Or this would be your friend, like, hey, when my car broke down and you drove me everywhere, I really appreciated that. So now I want to give you this gift, or I want to take you on this trip for the weekend as a thank you. It's like someone's coming back with a thank you, with a reward for your hard work and for your generosity that I think you really weren't expecting. And it's very, very sweet. Also, group number 4s, I'm noticing that both of these cards have themes of like reciprocity. So what we could be seeing here is someone reciprocating feelings towards you. So So especially if there's someone you've really been admiring or looking up to, like you've had a crush on someone, or like you've really, really wanted to be someone's friend, this could definitely be them reciprocating that energy to you. So love interests or friendship interests will be responding to you in the next couple weeks, group number 4. So actually, I was gonna say this is your sign to tell someone how you feel, but you might not have to. They might just come towards you. But if you are thinking of telling someone how you feel, the next couple weeks might be a really good time to do that, okay? Just letting you know. So moving on here, the 4 of coins to the 6 of wands, there's another message of treating yourself. And especially, I just feel that this group has been very frugal, has been very careful with their money, or you've been really good at managing your time, you know? When you have extra time, you're using it towards something productive, and your guides are saying treat yourself. Use some time to not be productive, or use some money just on something that is purely for pleasure. Some of you guys are gonna get to see your favorite artist soon in concert, or go to see a performance that you've really wanted to see, like maybe a musical is coming to town, or maybe you have saved up money to go see. You're going to see some kind of performance, some kind of show. I suppose it could also be like someone is giving a talk, some kind of conference, some kind of seminar that you've wanted to go to. So that in itself, maybe a sports game as well. Anyway, I think you guys get the picture. Like you're paying money for a ticket and you're going to watch people do stuff. That in itself could be the blessing. But it could also be that you're gonna get really good seats. It could also be maybe we're gonna get to like go backstage. You're gonna get some kind of VIP treatment. So you're gonna get really close seats, or you are going to get backstage. You're gonna get to meet the person or the people who put on the show, get some sort of maybe an invitation to an after party. You're getting that VIP package. You're getting that VIP treatment. If there's options, you know, when you're buying the tickets, there's the general ticket and then there's the VIP package. Your guides are saying go for it, get the VIP. You've been waiting for this for long enough, and you've been saving up for this for long enough. You deserve the freaking VIP package, okay? You know, like for concerts, they have, you know, there's just that ticket that you can go see the show, and then there's the one that like, oh, you get to go to the meet and greet and you get all this merch. Go for the premium one. You deserve it. You deserve it. And this is your blessing, that you are going to be protected with all of the resources that you need to do what you really want to do. That is coming through very, very strongly. Also, there is a message that you or a loved one is going to recover. Like recover from an illness or recover from an injury. Something's going to be covered by insurance, and someone's health is improving. The first thing that came to my mind was a loved one, but it could very well be you as well, because this is, you know, protection. You're covered, everything is taken care of. And then we have like victory. You're coming out feeling like $1,000,000. So it's giving me the feeling of recovery, a smooth and safe recovery. We're actually feeling better than before this all happened. And we don't have to worry about finances. So that is another thing that's coming through with these 2 cards. And there is actually something else. I told you guys there's a lot going on here. That someone with a lot of power or with a lot of influence is going to defend you against someone who's kind of been picking on you. And there's an example that is coming to my mind. It's like, let's say you work at, at a grocery store, and there's you, and you're like a cashier, and then there's a shift manager, and then there's the whole, you know, big boy manager. I don't know what the general manager. And maybe your shift manager is just always picking on you and nitpicking everything that you're doing. You know, you're not You're not saying that to the customer properly, or you're not supposed to hold the item like that. You're supposed to do it like this, blah, 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 blah. Like just always picking on you and picking apart the things that you are doing. And then the big boy manager comes along and says, actually, that's group number 4 is doing it how you're supposed to do it. Or actually, that's not a big deal. They don't have to do it like that. You get what I mean? So it's someone thinks they're bigger than you and thinks they can pick on you, but then the even bigger guy steps in and is like, no, group 4 isn't doing anything wrong. They're doing it right. Like basically shutting up the person who is picking on you. And I feel like this could be happening in a work situation, where someone just has it out to pick apart every single thing that you're doing, and then a bigger boss is like, no. It could also be like if a client or a customer, or customers in general, tend to give you a hard time, and they're like, I want to speak to the manager, and then the manager comes out and says the exact same thing that you did. They're kind of, protecting you. Rather than saying the customer is always right. They're standing up for you and they're protecting you. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. This could also happen in like a family situation. Maybe there is an aunt or an uncle who picks on you, and then like the great grandma comes in to protect you and is like, stop picking on group number 4. Especially if you have family gatherings coming up soon. Any relatives who just pick on you or are constantly prying for information, constantly judging, I feel that you are going to be protected by a bigger, badder force there, if that makes sense. I am even thinking of this happening on social media where, and this is probably a little bit more specific, but maybe you comment on your favorite creator's post and then someone tries to argue with you, and then the creator themselves, the biggest one of them all, at least in that comment section, the biggest one of them all comes in and defends you. And you're like, the creator themselves said this, so leave me alone. You're getting protected like that. You're getting defended like that. So now, moving on, we have the 10 of coins and the Ace of Wands. It is time, group number 4 it is time to spice up your life, honestly. And that's probably why there's been so much about like, treat yourself, splurge, you deserve this vacation, you deserve to do something just for fun, you deserve to go wild a little bit. That's what this Ace of Wands is talking about. It's time for a new passion. It's time for a new spice in your life. And I wanted to mention something with this Ace of Wands because this was the last card, right, of the spread. And before this card, everything was coming out so quickly. But this card was taking some time to come out. So it's like, I don't want to say you guys have lost your spark, but I feel that maybe you haven't nurtured your spark and nurtured your passion in the way that it wants to be nurtured in quite some time. But I get it, because this is clarifying the 10 of coins. So you guys have been really busy. You have been busy with work. You've been busy saving money like we spoke about. I feel like a lot of you have been really committed to following a routine and to being productive. I think a lot of you have been working really hard to take care of your home, keep your home clean, keep the bills paid, keep everything working. Some of you guys have families to take care of. You've been looking after your children. You've been looking after your animals. You've been investing financially in that. Maybe you have elderly relatives that you've been taking care of. You've been working hard just to keep life going, and just to keep ends meeting, and just to keep everybody taken care of, including yourself, and of course your loved ones. You've been putting in a lot of hard work, but that kind of hard work day in and day out, it can get a little bit mundane. It can get a little bit repetitive. And I think that throughout this process, there is some spark that has kind of been put to the back burner for you guys. Maybe you're not spending as much time on your hobbies. Maybe you're not spending as much time being sexual or connecting to your sensuality, if that's something that you enjoy doing. Maybe you haven't been
spending a lot of time being creative. Maybe you haven't been really putting effort into your appearance, which used to make you feel very good and very confident. There is some spark, some passion, some pleasure. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Some fire that I feel has been put to the side because you have to take care of family, or you have to take care of finances, or you have to take care of the home. And your guides are very proud of you that you've been working so hard. But this next blessing, this is just for you. Your passion is being restored in something. So another blessing that might be coming your way is a little bit of time off, a few days off at least. And your guides are saying that you might be tempted to say, and I actually did this recently, so I'm guilty of this too. Like, oh my gosh, I have a week off. This is gonna be perfect to get caught up with all my chores, and this is gonna be perfect to catch up on all that work. No, we are using this time for our pleasure, for our leisure, to have fun, to be creative, to be sexy if you feel like doing that. Take yourself shopping, give yourself a spa day, do nothing. Read books that you want to read, watch shows that you want to watch, draw, paint, go outside, sing, do something creative. Have this time that is just for you and that is just for nurturing yourself. Your guides can give you the gift of time, but they can't force you that's not a sentence, force you what to do with it. They can't force you to do something specific with it, but they are encouraging you to invest in your pleasure, in your leisure, in your fun. And I think that something new is going to come up to spark this passion so that you feel more inclined to prioritize it. So, for example, if you are a creative person, you might be meeting your muse, or you might be getting, because we were talking about reciprocated feelings. There could be some sparks flying there that encourages you to use your time off in a passionate way, in a fiery way. Spending time with your crush, spending time with your lover, spending time enjoying art. These are the blessings that are coming your way, because I know that this hardworking, generous, loving, nurturing, family-oriented person is a big part of you, but it's not all of you. And your higher self wants to reconnect with, it's almost like the sacral chakra part of you, the fiery, passionate, sensual, creative, very beautiful side of you. That's the side of you that your higher self wants to get back to. And I'm just now noticing this is a card that I often associate with channeling your higher self or getting back in touch with your higher self. So we're definitely getting some leisure time here. And your loved ones will definitely be taken care of. Financially, everything is taken care of. Some of you guys, we spoke about someone's health recovering. Maybe someone in your family or someone close to you has had poor health, and you've had to look after them, and that's taken up a lot of your energy and almost consumed you. And your guides are saying, this is a beautiful role that you've taken on, but it's not all of you. And I think they're just really helping you get back to yourself, and more specifically back to the carefree you over these next couple weeks. So let's take a look at some oracle cards now to get further messages, and we are going to start off with the tea leaf cards. Oh, so we have angel, spiritual guidance, and protection from harm. Yes, everything is going to be okay. Some of you guys, I really feel, and there was another group that had this energy. I think it was group number 2, which you guys might have been drawn to. And actually, I feel like group number 2 makes a lot of sense.
after seeing the energy of this one. Maybe you're coming from group number 2, or you might feel called to check it out after this one. But I feel like those who are in this group kind of have the role of being the giver in their community or in their family, in their friend group, and almost like the glue that holds everything together. And your guides are saying that you don't have to be this glue all the time. And if you step away and take a break, you need to know that everything's going to be okay. And everyone's going to be okay. You guys might be afraid if you step away from your work, if you step away from your responsibilities, if you step away from your community or your family, you might fear that things are going to fall apart. And your guardian angels are saying, we got this. You can leave your post, you know? This is not the entirety of who you are. You deserve to come back to yourself. You deserve to have some time for yourself, and everything's going to be okay. You and your loved ones are going to be okay. Your finances are going to be okay. Your health is going to be okay. Your work is going to be okay. We've got this. We're looking after you. Your angels are saying you're not alone. You don't have to carry all of these burdens, all of these responsibilities on your own. We want you to give them to us right now. We have Tiger doing something risky and taking a chance, okay? And we have career, interesting. So I could kind of read all of these together as a message from your angels that if you guys were to take a risk in your career, whether that is starting a new pursuit, or maybe we're speaking up to somebody about something that we want. Maybe we're standing up for ourselves, making some changes in our position, asking for more money, whatever it might be. If you are bold and if you take a risk at this time in your career, it is going to be rewarded, because right now you're protected from harm, and the things that you feel called to do, they are divinely guided, as this angel card says. With the Tiger here, I do feel like this is you guys, that you've been waiting for the right moment to speak up. I'm thinking of a tiger that's like waiting to pounce on their prey. You've been waiting for the right moment to go for an opportunity. You've been waiting for the right moment to make a change or to speak up about something. And this is good, because I feel like you've been waiting for your intuition to give you the green light. And so maybe this is your guides hinting that the time is coming soon. Like, we might want to think about making that move now. We might want to think about speaking up now. The time is ripe. It's time to pounce on your prey. This could also be indicating that a year of the Tiger person is significant, which would be people born in the years of 1950, 1962, 74, 86, 98. Why am I 2010? Well, yeah, that could be a child who's born in that time. But yeah, someone born in those years could be significant. It could also be someone who has passed on, who is born in those years. You can also like keep going back 12 years. So like 1950, 38, oh my gosh, 26. It keeps going back like that. Or the Tiger could just be the way that this spirit guide or the way that this loved one appears to you. Because I definitely feel, or no, it's shown very clearly here that you have a guardian angel who's going to protect you. If you are assertive and if you stand up for your best interests, and if you make moves to make life better for you and your loved ones, you will be protected, and a positive outcome is assured there. I feel like you guys deserve a higher position in whatever it is that you're doing, because with like career here and with the Six of Pentacles, this often makes me think of someone who's moving up. So they have more power, they have more responsibility, they're working more, but they're also getting paid more, they're also getting more recognition, they're also getting a cushier lifestyle. This could be, I'm getting hot. This could be a guardian angel indicating to you that you are worthy of more and it's time to move up. And it's interesting because there's been a lot of messages throughout this reading of like, don't worry about finances. Finances are going to be taken care of. Your loved ones are going to be taken care of. And if you are watching this reading right now wondering how that is possible, it might lie in some kind of promotion or raise that is going on for you soon. Or if you work for yourself, there would suddenly be an increase in your income, because there is a feeling of you like leveling up professionally and financially. So finally, we are going to take a look at the Queen of the Moon Oracle cards. Ooh, we have change. So there is change coming for you guys, and fruition. Change and fruition. I love that. We have the numbers 35 and 37 here, which could be relevant ages, especially if you are in this age range. This could be sort of where you're reaching a peak in your career or a peak in your confidence, where you feel really good about yourself. You feel very attractive. You feel very healthy and vibrant. I feel like these ages are going to be a peak for you, regardless. Even if you're like 20 years old watching this, just remember, in 15 to 17 years, you're going to be feeling really good and really confident. But if we reduce the digits of these numbers, we have 8 and 1, which is abundance and a new beginning. So I feel like that matches with these energies here as well. And then, of course, we have change and fruition. So some of you guys are going through a career change or a change in your position, and it's going to bring more abundance to your life. I think it's very interesting that we have this bounty. Ooh, okay, I want to talk about the bounty that is on this person's head and also the mask that they are wearing. Obviously, this bounty represents abundance, and I think the fact that it's on the person's head represents that you will be creating a lot of abundance through your own ideas, through your own intelligence, through your own communication. So it's like you are not just following someone else's instructions. You're not just bringing someone else's idea to life. You have the intellectual power. You have the executive power. You are the shot caller. You're the decision maker. You're the one who births the ideas and chooses the direction. And also the fact that there's a mask here, this could be indicating that you either have more privacy in this new position or you're maintaining privacy. It's like you have more recognition and you have more power, but you have the same level of privacy as before. Or there's something about an anonymity in your job, or like confidentiality. Your personal life is hidden. Could even be your identity. Like if you're online, you're staying private. You're staying low key. It's like you have a very powerful title and a very powerful position, and yet you live a very low-key and laid-back life. That is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with these, but definitely change that is leading to abundance, change that is leading to wealth. Even this lightning is making me think of intellect and genius. It's giving me Uranus vibes. I feel like this group is highly intelligent, and up until now, I think that you've been really rewarded for your work ethic and your generosity and how you serve others. But now it's time to be really highly regarded and rewarded for your own ideas, for your own mind, for your own intellect. Because this group is incredibly intelligent. And I think this egg also is like representing your potential, the potential that you have, this lightning as well. And there's something, I think these are seagulls, I'm not really sure, but just looking at these seagulls flocking around you, but you being able to maintain your privacy, you being able to maintain a laid back life, I do feel like you're moving up in some way that more people are interested in you, more people are trying to get a piece of you, and yet you're still able to maintain this low-key life. So if you were wanting to move up in your career or wanting to put yourself out there more, but you were worried about how it would affect your private life, or how it would affect, you want to protect your energy. You don't want all these people coming up to you and taking your time and energy. You don't want to deal with all of that. You don't want to have a more chaotic life. I think your guardian angels are saying, don't worry, because you can move up to this higher position. You can have this more influential and eventful job, but you don't have to sacrifice your privacy or your peace of mind. Or like having people contacting you all the time for work. Because when you have a higher position, when you have more responsibility, I was just reading a comment like this on a YouTube video that someone's mom is, I think it was a CFO, and she's really successful and accomplished, but then when she goes on trips with her child, she's like always taking work calls or checking work emails. So it's like invading into her private life. And I feel like your guides want to reassure to you that you can have this higher pay, you can have this higher position, but you don't have to compromise your private life. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But yes, those are all the messages that I have for my lovely group number 4s. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you want to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there too. You can find me on Patreon, where we have dozens of exclusive pick a card readings plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topic for those. I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so over on my music channel. And finally, I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that's at the start of these videos, and we have it on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment for you. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it, and I'm sending you guys lots of love. Much love to your family, your loved ones, the people you work with, your crush if you have one, and your beautiful higher self, your spirit guides, and your whole spiritual team. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 5s. So if you guys chose the Vanadinite, this is going to be a reading all about where good luck and blessings are going to find you next. So let's get right into it. We are going to start off with the Tarot of the Divine. We're going to get a few cards from this deck, and then we're going to finish off the reading with oracle cards. So in this part, we're going to get 2 rows of 3 tarot cards. All right, my group number 5s. What good luck and blessings are finding you next? We're starting off with the 3 of Wands. We have the 4 of Cups and the Magician. And then to clarify the 3 of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups. To clarify the 4 of Cups, we have the 3 of Swords. And to clarify the Magician, we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. So I'm going to go through these in order as like 3 different energies, and we're starting off with the 3 of Wands clarified by the 8 of Cups. And actually the first thing that is coming through here is kind of a specific message, but it's a message of reassurance for those of you who are worried whether you will be able to move on to the next level of something. And your guides are reassuring to you that everything is going to be okay and you will be able to advance. It's sort of the feeling of someone who is graduating or passing an exam or moving on to the next grade, like in an education or training program, or like moving on to the next level of difficulty. Someone was worried that they weren't going to like meet all of their requirements. Maybe someone was worried they're not going to have enough credits, or they're not going to have a high enough score to like move on to the next stage. And your guides are saying it's going to be okay. You're going to move on to the next level. We can see that very clearly in this Three of Wands card. This person is leveling up. They're climbing the ladder. But the Three of Wands also means that you are expanding. It means that you're moving to the next level and you're ready for new challenges. You're ready for new growth. And the Eight of Cups as well. It means you've learned everything that you can learn here. You've done everything that you can do here. And it is time for you to move on. Another message that is coming through, and I also think that this one is a little bit specific. Some of you guys are finally getting your own place, or you are finally getting a place to yourself. So for example, maybe you lived with your family before, you lived with your parents, or you lived with roommates, and you're finally getting to move into your own, a place that is completely your own. This could also go for working environments. You've had to work in an office with a bunch of other people, and now you get to have your completely own office that you can decorate however you want, and you're undisturbed. There's this feeling of you removing yourself from being in a space with other people where it was kind of chaotic. Or not, just kind of disturbing your peace, and now you get to have your own peace and quiet and do things by yourself and do things on your own terms. I could even interpret this energy as getting your own bike or getting your own car, for example, where you used to commute to work and you had to sit in the train or sit in the bus, and you're smushed together with all these other people, and it's sweaty and it's smelly and it's cramped, and you also have to sit there with everybody's energy and be picking up on their energy. And now you can just sit in your own car and blast your music and sing really loudly. You don't have to worry about anyone around you, or you can take your bike and feel the fresh wind in your hair. You're getting out of the chaos, you're getting out of the crowded spaces, and you're getting your own place of peace and quiet. Also, those of you who have been wanting to leave a certain situation behind, you will get to leave it soon. This is, moving on to bigger and better things. This is walking away from something that isn't serving you anymore. So some of you guys have maybe been wanting to leave a certain job, leave a certain position, leave a certain program of study. Some of you guys have been wanting to leave a relationship or leave a certain group of people. And this is letting me know that you will get to do this soon. Basically, the main theme of this is independence and breaking free, and not having to be in this stifling environment anymore, not having to share a space with so many people anymore. You're just off doing your own thing and cultivating your own peace. So this is what I'm feeling from these first cards here. Now moving on, we have the Four of Cups, which is clarified by the Three of Swords. And I was actually thinking of maybe getting a clarifier for this one, because this one does seem like it's going to be sort of a blessing in disguise type of situation. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Wait, I'm still gonna pull a clarifier because I already started shuffling, but there is something that is coming through. We have, Justice. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like this is clarifying the first thing that came to my mind with this combination. And this is actually talking about a reconciliation. I feel like there's some kind of conflict or separation that is happening for this group, but I'm hearing that it's really such a shame, you know? It wasn't one of those situations where you drifted apart from someone or someone left your life and it's like, oh, good riddance, they're not supposed to be in my life. It's actually a shame because the two of you, or the many of you, care about each other a lot. And there's a lot of love here and there's a lot of potential. But just because of some silly misunderstanding or miscommunication, or someone's ego and pride got in the way, the connection may have gone sour. And I'm just hearing that it's a shame because things can be fixed or things can get better. And I feel that maybe this other person, they had a little bit of pride, or they weren't able to see the error in their ways. They weren't able to see the impact of their words or their actions. Maybe it was hard for them to put themselves in your shoes. And I feel that ever since there's been a separation here, ever since there's been distance here, Spirit has been working to show them the truth of the situation. And I feel that this person has done a lot of reflecting and has finally seen the truth, or finally seen, it's like they didn't realize the impact of their words and actions. They didn't realize where they went wrong. They didn't realize their role in this conflict. And so I think this person has done a lot of maturing and they've done a lot of reflection on themselves, and they've really felt your absence. This is kind of a situation where they didn't realize what they had until it was gone, or your absence has really made them value the connection, where before they may have taken it for granted. So this kind of seems like the possibility for a reconciliation. I won't say that you have to reconcile with anyone, but at the very least, I feel like you would get an apology that you deserve, or a closure that you deserve, or just this person recognizing the truth of what really happened. They might be coming forward to finally tell you the truth, to finally say something that they've been hiding. Maybe, for example, there was distance here because they weren't ready to talk about how they truly felt. And so now they're like coming back to say how they truly feel. It's like you're getting answers and you're getting the explanations that you always deserved. So that's one way that I can interpret this. And another way is kind of where this is your energy, and by something going away or by almost losing something, you're realizing how much you truly care about it. And that is kind of the blessing in disguise. It's like almost losing something is making you appreciate it a lot more. Can I use myself as an example? Maybe. I was just thinking of how I had this scare a few months ago. Some of you guys might know about this, but I almost lost a lot of my videos that I had filmed for you guys, and having them back, I did get them all back, by the way. Well, the vast majority of them. It just made me that much more appreciative of what a miracle it is that I'm able to make these videos and put them up for you guys. And it made me a lot more careful with backing up everything religiously as well. So yes, it was kind of scary when it happened, but it helped me to appreciate like all of the videos that I have been able to get to you that much more. It's kind of giving like you don't know what you have until it's gone, or an absence makes the heart grow fonder sort of energy. when I put these together. And I definitely think this is someone feeling your absence and realizing what they had with this connection and coming back to make things right, which there will be potential for reconciliation there if that's something that you want. But at the very least, you know, getting that clarity and getting that closure that you deserve. But I also think that this could be your energy where, something that you thought you lost is coming back. And with that is coming a whole new appreciation. So like if this were my reading, going back on that previous example, if this were my reading, this would be my guides telling me like, oh, those videos are going to come back. You didn't lose them. They're going to come back. And when they come back, you're going to have an even deeper appreciation for what you do and an even deeper appreciation for the miracle that you're able to sit here and just channel and capture all of that and then literally spread it to the world. Like that's this thing that you became so used to, that just became your everyday, that you kind of stopped thinking about the magic of it. Through losing it and getting it back, really the miracle of it and the magic of it is restored for you. It's like if you lost your iPhone, this thing that you use every day that's become just a normal part of your day-to-day life. Once you lose it, you realize how many magical things it helps you do all day. Like you can look up any information at the drop of a hat. When you are lost, you can look up a map and you can find the way there. You can order food. You can talk to all your friends. You can listen to music. It does so many amazing things for us day in and day out. But sometimes when it just becomes a part of the, you know, the mundane day-to-day stuff, we kind of forget the magic in it. So it's like you're losing something and then you're getting it back, but when you get it back, you appreciate it that much more. And like you don't take it for granted anymore is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from these. So finally, we have the Magician and we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be different for everyone, but this has to do with... The way it's coming to me is a stubborn manifestation. Something that you guys have been trying to manifest for a long time, and it just hasn't been coming through for you. This might be something that you watch a lot of readings about. It might be that one thing, like when you are learning more about manifestation, when you're watching manifestation content, when you're, you know, researching about the pitfalls of manifestation and why is it not working. Like this is the one thing that you would be thinking about in those moments. And it's almost giving me a feeling that it's like the one thing you can't manifest, meaning you could manifest anything else that you want, but for some reason this one thing has just been really difficult. So an example of that would be like you're able to manifest money, you're able to manifest beauty, you're able to manifest opportunities, you're able to manifest things for your friends. But when it comes to manifesting a significant other, for some reason, it's just so difficult. It might be something that you've thought you had to do a lot of shadow work about, you had to do a lot of removing limiting beliefs. It feels like for some reason it's this one thing that takes a lot of effort. And so, like I said, it could be different for everyone who has chosen this group, but it's like that one thing that is kind of stubborn. And it could even be that you've been in a so close but so far away kind of energy for a long time, where you just kind of need one more thing to happen or one more thing to fall into place. Or you've been perpetually in this feeling, a feeling like it's almost there, a feeling like it's really close. And yet, that last thing just doesn't come. And I feel like there's some magic, there is some divine aid that is coming in here to help you. And I'm hearing don't do anything crazy. As in, maybe some of you guys are kind of, you're at, at the end of your rope, at your wit's end. You feel like you have tried everything to manifest this. And maybe... I don't know what doing something crazy means, and that's probably subjective as well. But, you know, some kind of intense
spell or, you know, making a deal with an entity or something like that. We don't want to get into things like that. Maybe that's what they're referring to, or just doing something in the 3D that is out of your character or that doesn't feel natural to try to force things along. Okay, this might be an example. Let's say you were trying, this is just hypothetical so that it's easy to understand. Let's say you were trying to manifest communication from someone, but they blocked you. Doing something crazy would be like making a fake account and talking to them through the fake account. You know, doing things that is kind of against the natural flow of things or that goes against your character to force your desired outcome to happen. So I think maybe don't do anything crazy might be kind of harsh, but don't do anything forceful. Especially you want to be careful. I'm really feeling to say you want to be careful when it comes to spell work. And if you are asking, you know, non-physical beings to help you, you want to be careful who you're asking. Just don't go to drastic lengths like that. You don't have to do that. There is help coming for you to bring you the outcome that you want. Because I think that really what we've been battling with here is just patience, is just something that is a matter of time and something that we have to kind of be strong and hang in there, because everything is going to happen on its own time and everything is going to happen in accordance with the free will of those involved. I think sometimes when we hear manifestation is tricky, when we hear these messages of you can create any reality you want, you can make anything happen, I don't know if it's that we start to feel too powerful or we start to feel powerless or what it is, but I feel like sometimes we can get really caught up in that and try to force things to happen and forget about the natural flow of things, forget about the universe's plan, forget about others' free will, and be like, I need to make this happen, or there's something wrong with me, or I'm a bad manifester. When really what we want to do is just sit back and co-create and trust that what's best for everyone will happen. I do see that this thing you're trying to manifest is in your best interest. It is something that will be granted to you. It is something, a reality that you'll be able to create for yourself. And I really just think that it's been a matter of time and just not getting restless and just sitting back and letting it happen naturally. So this is what I see for your tarot. So we're going to move into the oracle cards now, starting with our tea leaf fortune cards. So we have staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. We have pig, beware of greed. And shield, you need to defend yourself. So with this pig here, you could be dealing with someone who is year of the pig, which I'm actually year of the pig. It's 1995, I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of because it's literally my birth year. 1995, 1983, 1971, 1959, and back 12 years like that. Also, we have Libra energy here with justice, and I haven't really been talking about zodiac placements throughout this reading, but I feel like doing it for this group. We have Libra energy here with justice. We also have, this is Sun in Aries, the Three of Wands, so it could be an Aries person, a Libra person, and then we have Mercury here, so Gemini and Virgo. Could be relevant zodiac signs, whether that's you or an important person in your life. But if I look at these messages together, you'll be taken care of in difficult times, beware of greed, you need to defend yourself. These two messages together, I feel like kind of reiterate what we just spoke about, that what you want is coming, and to not like become impatient or restless or get ahead of yourself. Like everything will come in good time. I also get the feeling of, kind of on another note, those of you who are struggling, like if you're struggling, I think this has to do with material things.
with this pig here. For those of you who are struggling financially or struggling with your living situation, you will be taken care of materially. That's another blessing that is coming your way. So expenses could be covered, financial aid could be coming, a type of bonus that will get you through a tough time will be coming. I see like a check is coming in the mail, or perhaps you're seeing a deposit come in into your bank account. You're being approved for something. But there's a message for you guys, especially for those of you who feel like you're struggling right now. You need to take care of yourself first. With this, you need to defend yourself and beware of greed. I'm kind of seeing someone who they barely have enough to take care of themselves, and then they're giving away what little they have. Or they're letting someone else come and take away what little they have. And your guides are saying, you need to take care of yourself first, period. You know, like you need to wear, you need to put on your own oxygen mask before you help someone else put theirs on. Like that's just a rule to live by, period. But especially when you're struggling, especially when you're going through a hard time, what little you have to give that back to yourself. So, you know, if you're short on money, if you have just a little bit of money, make sure that you're eating, make sure that you're fed, that you're taken care of. If you only have so little time because you're very busy, make sure that you use that time to take care of yourself rather than using what little time you have to go help someone else or just give. Like it seems like you have limited resources and yet you're giving it away. And I think that's just part of your generous heart. And this is something that has come up in a lot of the groups. So maybe it's something we're dealing with collectively, but sometimes always being in that generous spirit, wanting to give to everyone else, wanting to look after everyone else, that can and often does come at our own expense. And your guides are lovingly saying, we can give to others once we have all of our basic needs met. Maybe you're going through a really tough time healing something emotionally, and yet you're still trying to be there for emotional support or to do emotional labor for other people. And your guides are lovingly reminding you, like, take care of your own self first. It's not just a luxury self-care thing. You really owe that to yourself. And for other people as well, everybody benefits when you take care of yourself and when you show up as your best self. And no one benefits when you are running on empty. Not you and not anyone around you. Getting into the habit of taking care of yourself first is really, really important, because unfortunately, when you are in that very giving of yourself kind of energy, you do attract some greedy people, some greedy energies, and you need to protect yourself. And oh my gosh, there's another way to interpret this, where if you're feeling a lack, because this is all about protecting yourself when you're in a place of lack so that others can't take advantage of you. And now I'm thinking of someone who is vulnerable. Like we just spoke about, there's something that you're really struggling to manifest. You might be feeling some kind of way about that. Like spiritual vulnerability is a thing as well. I'm just thinking of, and maybe this is a very, very specific message, but be careful about falling prey to people in the spiritual community who are like, oh, I can help you get your ex back in 3 days, or like, I can make them text you in 24 hours. Those kinds of things prey on our vulnerability or prey on our desperation to make something happen. So if you're feeling any kind of lack, whether it's material, emotional, spiritual, just look out for yourself, take care of yourself. It's not the time to be like shelling out money to someone or shelling out time and emotional energy to someone, like take care of yourself first, be selfish, save that energy for yourself. That's a big piece of advice from your guides. So let's look finally at the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We have Hot Moon with extremes. And we have Surrender. That makes a lot of sense. Waning Crescent with Surrender. I feel like I don't need to reiterate this message or elaborate on this message that much more. Definitely a very clear message for you guys to surrender and let the things that you want come to you, because everything will come to you in due time. And it could actually, if you are feeling really like desperate for something or really clinging on to something, it could be in that very moment when you let go that it comes to you. Because doesn't it always work that way? Like the second you stop so actively looking for something, or the second you stop caring, that's when it finds you. With this hot moon with extremes, there's a couple different ways that I can interpret this. This is kind of reminding me of someone doing like hot yoga, or going in a sauna, or doing some kind of physical activity that makes them sweat, whether that's because the temperature is hot or they're moving a lot. Maybe sweating is a good way to detox, a good way to release for this group. However you may like to do that. It could be like taking a really, really hot bath, hot yoga, like we just said, physical exercise, running, sports. It could be sexual activities. I'm kind of getting the vibe from this as well, if those are things that you enjoy. But I think getting your body moving, heat and sweating are particularly powerful for you in terms of release, in terms of getting stale energy moving and releasing heavy energy. Also, I just got really, really thirsty. Hydrating yourself is very important as well. Once you do sweat and release this energy, make sure that you replace it and make sure that you hydrate yourself. Another blessing that could be coming to you guys could have to do with your physical health or your physical fitness. So there could be improvements in your physical health that are coming soon, especially things that have been stress related. And I also think that you guys could be reaching some sort of fitness level, goal fitness level, or reaching a goal in your physique, or getting closer to your ideal physique or your ideal physical health or your ideal appearance. Something about your body, your health, your strength, your fitness is improving and is another blessing that is coming to you. And yeah, I do feel a little bit of, maybe it's just because someone's sweating in their room, but I am feeling a little bit of a passionate energy going on here. So you could be blessed in that department as well. And it is said, I have heard that engaging in physical activity can be a powerful way to manifest, because it's like a huge release of energy. So if that might be that might be a good way for you guys to release and a good way for you guys to manifest. So yes, my group number 5s, those are all the messages that I'm seeing for you. So I'm gonna end your reading here. I don't know if it's just psychological, but I'm feeling really hot now and really thirsty as we bring this reading to a close. So let me drink some more water before I do my outro. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there as well. You can find me on Patreon, where we have dozens of exclusive pick a card readings, plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topic for those. You can find me on my music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so over on my music channel. And finally, I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that's at the start of these videos, and we have that on hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting my channel. It truly means a lot to me, and I'm sending you guys so much love and lots of love to your spirit guides and your whole spiritual team as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.